Did you know that you pay 0% of income tax in the UAE? Today we will cover 3 interesting key facts you need to know before starting a business in Dubai. First, we will look at the potentials of the UAE in general. Then in second, we will show you the different types of companies which you can found over there. And lastly, we will highlight the cost structure. Let's start with our first topic, the potentials of the UAE in general. The UAE has immense potentials when it comes to business. You can literally start your business in 4 working days. And if you choose to do that online, you will be able to do that in just 15 minutes. The UAE has the highest usage of social media worldwide. They have a really young population and they are tech enthusiastic in different communities. They are also very well known in their fashion and in their trends observations in the market. So these points make it very attractive for businesses to start over there and consider this market as a really serious starting point. Also due to the startup landscape, which is increasing in the last years massively. The internet penetration rate in the UAE stands at 99%. There is no personal income tax in the UAE, as we said. And as of February 2024, you do not need to disclose any information regarding your income. But there are, since the midst of 2023, so-called corporate taxes. To understand this concept better, you need to be able to differentiate the company types there are. This leads us to our second topic, types of companies. First of all, you must be able to differentiate between a free zone entity and a mainland entity. A free zone business can only do business in its designated free zone, whilst a mainland business can also do local business. A very easy example for that is somewhat like a local barbershop, which is doing then a local business. And a free zone business is more likely to be like a digital business, example given consulting agencies, IT agencies, etc. I think you get the idea. After we clustered it into free zones and mainland entities, now we will come to the tax structure. As we said, the personal income tax stands at 0%. This is also suitable for free zone businesses, but only if you have qualifying income. We will cover qualifying income in just a few minutes. But if you have non-qualifying income, then you need to pay that so-called corporate tax, which stands at 9%. From my point, it is still very low. On the other hand, if you have a mainland entity, only if you exceed the sum of 375,000 AED, which is comparable to 100,000 US dollars, then you need to pay that 9% corporate tax. But if you are making less, then you do not need to pay any corporate tax. So coming back to the question, did you ask yourself what qualifying income is? Just a short slide for you to look at. For the sake of this video, I will not cover everything in detail. But to be concise and to be clear, there are qualifying income streams like IT consulting, e-commerce, digital businesses, and make sure to jump into the detail in the source I provided you. It is from PwC in the description box down below, because only then you will be able to assess based on your business activities if you have qualifying income or if you have non-qualifying income. Currently, there are 40 free zones established in the UAE with 200,000 plus companies registered already. These free zones are packed with interesting companies, making networking really easy. They have a modern and sophisticated infrastructure, whilst it may vary from free zone to free zone. The last and most important thing for you right now is they have really business-friendly laws in the UAE, making the startup phase easy. This is due to the government's strategic goals regarding entrepreneurship and enhancing the startup landscape in the UAE. Next up, we have the costs. What is needed? There are different kinds of fees that you should consider at this point. Based on your requirements, it may vary. Due to the best of my knowledge, I tried to cover you in this video with some averages. The registration fee stands between $3,500 and $15,000, depending highly on the free zone which you choose. Office fees can be very high as well. Therefore, I would suggest that you start with a shared desk in a shared infrastructure, so you will reduce your costs. Then you can expect somewhat around $300. This is needed to get a suitable address for your business operations in the UAE, because you will need that address when it comes to banking operations. Next up, we have visa and immigration costs, starting with the work permit license, which starts at $300. Then we have fees for medical examination, which are around about $1,500. We have the so-called residency visa, which is at $1,000. And then we have the bank account opening, which stands at around about $800. Now in sum, for starters, you can say if you have a free zone company, which has one visa, you will be at $5,500 with all the costs we mentioned beforehand. For each visa, which comes additionally, you can calculate an extra of around about $1,600. To reduce these kind of costs, you can do in-front payments. Example given, you do not do a contract with the free zone for 1 year, you do it for 3 years or to 5 years if you plan to stay longer. So with that, the end costs will reduce massively. On the other hand, if you just want to test your business over there, then I would suggest go with the 1-year plan. Next, we have a topic which tends to be forgotten by most of the consulting agencies if you have a call with them over there. They will not educate you on the so-called renewal costs. As I said, you have maybe a deal for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, but after that you need to pay a so-called renewal fee for every position I mentioned earlier. But roughly you can calculate $3,500 for renewal fees. Furthermore, following documents are needed. I will not cover everything here in detail. You can read your way through that, and if you have questions regarding the points, do not hesitate to ask us in the comments down below. To conclude, it can be seen that you do need to do an upfront invest just to profit from the zero tax policy which you will have in the UAE. But it may work down the line. To reduce your risk of failure, it is really important that you connect with the right people. People who are honest on the process and people who will not take you into a scam. The startup ecosystem in the UAE is thriving and it is developing rapidly. If you think about creating a business over there, make sure to contact us on every social media channel you will find. As always, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment down below if you have any questions. I will be really happy to answer it myself. See you.